Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Luka Doncic lately, especially after, who moved on from LA, has been taking a lot of heat. But what I came across today honestly caught me completely off guard. Listen to this. I found an article from Fadeaway World and I had to check the headline for myself. It reads, ex-NBA player says arrogant Luka learned nothing from LeBron James, JJ Redick wrong fit for the Lakers, and I'm sitting there thinking, man, they are coming with some serious smoke for Luka and JJ. Alright, let's jump right into what the article actually says. According to the report, Harrington, the 16-year NBA veteran who played in the league through 2014, recently appeared on the Tabaja podcast and went deep into a conversation about Luka Doncic with the show's crew. While comparing Luka to Jalen Brunson, the discussion turned toward whether Doncic has already reached his ceiling. That's when Harrington started taking a much closer look at Luka's time with the Lakers, particularly his experience around LeBron James and the mentorship of JJ Redick. Harrington basically argued that, at this stage, it shouldn't simply come down to how many points Luka is putting on the scoreboard. And honestly, that's an important point because real hoopers understand there's way more to winning basketball than raw scoring numbers. You can put up huge numbers and still have major weaknesses in your overall game. Sometimes a player scores a lot simply because the system demands it, or because the situation gives him endless opportunities. But that doesn't automatically mean that the player is becoming better or more complete. The bigger question, according to Harrington, is whether Luka can find someone capable of developing every part of his game. So then he asked the obvious question, would playing alongside LeBron James, watching LeBron's habits, preparation, discipline, and everything else that comes with being around him, actually make Luka a better player? Harrington's personal opinion was that it probably didn't happen the way people expected. First, he believes Luka can be arrogant, and that attitude could make learning from someone else much harder. He also suggested that LeBron is at a completely different stage of his career now, meaning he may not have the same patience or approach he had earlier in his career. You know what I'm saying? Harrington believes Luka may still be missing certain things in his approach to the game, even if his physical preparation remains strong. Harrington clarified that he wasn't necessarily talking about Luka's life away from basketball, because Luka can still put in the work, take care of his body, and handle the ball at an elite level. The bigger concern, according to him, is what Luka brings mentally and strategically once he steps onto the court. And if Luka doesn't spend enough time around someone who can expose those weaknesses, he may never fully recognize what he needs to change. Then Harrington continued with an even bigger argument. He basically said Luka may need a coach, maybe a Popovich-type figure, or somebody who can genuinely sit him down and make him understand what it takes to become an all-time great basketball player. Someone who can challenge him, push him, and convince him that talent alone isn't enough when you're chasing legendary status. And here's the crazy part, Harrington admitted he had almost forgotten about Luka's finals experience when making the comparison. Because when you really step back and look at it, Luka is still an incredibly talented player. Despite all the flaws and problems people continue to point out, he has already competed at the highest level and actually reached the biggest stage. And when you really think about that for a second, bro, it's wild. Luka has already accomplished something that most NBA players never even come close to achieving. This quote was pretty long, and honestly, it was one of the more difficult ones to break down. But hold up, because Harrington's next comments about JB make this whole conversation even more interesting. When I first made that point, I honestly wasn't even thinking about the fact that Luka had just reached the finals 2 years earlier. You know what I mean? So even with that reality in mind, they actually have more evidence in their favor than I was originally giving them credit for. But I still agree with Charlie that there is another level Luka can reach. The problem is, I genuinely don't believe JJ is the guy who can unlock that next level because Luka has already played against JJ. He even played alongside him. And because of that history, Harrington believes the respect needed for that type of mentorship may simply never exist. Luka could always remember those moments when he looked across the court at JJ and thought, this dude is a bum, or whatever his mindset was at the time. You know what I'm saying? That kind of perception can be incredibly difficult to erase. So according to Harrington, Luka needs somebody with a serious pedigree. And when you actually look around the NBA today, think about every coach currently in the league. There really isn't anyone who carries that same level of authority anymore, right? Harrington ultimately concluded. And then the article goes on to make another interesting point. Back in 2005, Luka averaged 33.5 points, 8.3 assists, and 7.7 rebounds while shooting 47% from the field and 36% from three-point range. So what do I personally think about all of this? This is the pattern I keep seeing. Remember what people said about Kyrie Irving after LeBron left? Suddenly, everybody claimed he had lost his mentor. You remember when that reporter asked Kyrie, "Is LeBron James like a father figure to you?" And Kyrie immediately took offense, which honestly makes sense because any man might react that way. Are you really calling my teammate a father figure? Are you serious? This is the pattern we keep seeing. Now suddenly Luka is arrogant. But let's be honest, what great NBA player isn't? How many elite competitors reach the top without having some level of confidence, pride, or even arrogance? You expect Luka to put his arm around LeBron and follow everything he says? But what if Luka simply didn't care about that kind of relationship? What if his entire focus is becoming better on his own terms? Maybe LeBron simply isn't the player Luka wants to learn under. Maybe the person who brings out Luka's best basketball is somebody completely different. Maybe it's not LeBron at all. Maybe it's somebody else entirely. I'm just saying, Luka led the league in scoring and still produced ridiculous numbers. He put up elite numbers over and over again. And remember, he had already taken a team to the finals before LeBron James ever joined the picture. He didn't fail because he wasn't good enough. He simply ran into a better team. So look man, I honestly think people are going to find every possible reason to criticize Luka Doncic this season. Thanks for watching, and make sure you subscribe to the channel.